Hi and hello, viewers. Very, very happy and prosperous Diwali to all our viewers on the GK Sports India Limited YouTube channel. This is your favorite Kumbi Jiku show. It's not been a super Sunday per se in terms of results that have been achieved by India. The Indian men losing their first ODI in Perth against Australia, and what was a match which was very much for India to lose turned out to be the way against England at Indore. We are reviewing the 2025 World Cup Women game, the humdinger between India and England, which was played at Indore. Jiko, welcome. Happy Diwali to you and your family. Not a great Diwali result by both the men and women on Sunday.
Thank you very much, Sri. Thank you, and wish you and your family a very happy, safe, prosperous Diwali. And to you, viewers, wish you all a very happy, prosperous Diwali. Yeah, Sri, it was feared that after India lost in Perth, the men's ODI, at least there was some hope of the women pulling it back and making it a slightly sweeter Diwali, but that was not the case. Losing by just 4 runs, just one hit away from winning it. It was a double heartbreak for India, especially on the eve of Diwali. But then that's it. It is still not lost for India, though England have, with their victory, qualified for the semifinals, being the third team after Australia and South Africa. The fourth spot is still open, up for grabs, not just between India and New Zealand, which is going to be the next game, but even the other teams like Bangladesh and Pakistan and Sri Lanka, they are not out of contention. Though the last three mentioned teams are not looking like making it, they are not ruled out. Anything can happen. But then you just nailed it, saying it was India's to lose, and they lost it, especially after that hope given by the captain and vice captain, Harmanpreet Kaur and Smriti Mandhana, and their century partnership. Though it was going neck and neck with the balls remaining and the runs required, England found their way, just like Australia, how they do, coming from challenging situations. England had their bowlers and holding onto the catches. That's the lesson that India should be learning if they have to win big matches.
Well, England batting first, looked like they were on course for a 325, 330, which I thought 300 was a par score on the pitch at Indore. But some brilliant bowling in the last 10 overs. Sri Charani and Deepti Sharma, they were literally, the silver lining in the bowling attack for India, pegged the Indian batters back. An outstanding century by Heather Knight and her 113-run partnership with Squiver Brunt, who got 38. And also England would be very happy, welcome return to form of Amy Jones, who got half century at the top of the order. So I think England have covered all bases, and most of the top batters have stuck form. But having said that, actually the body language of India was very positive when they fielded. We saw Harman encouraging her bowlers. There was a smile on her face. And in fact, India had a very good day on the field. As I said, 330 was on the cards, but pulled England back to 288 for 8. How did you, assess the way India went about? Do you think the Indian dressing room would have been a happy one, having restricted India to 288 for 8 in the 50 overs after the sort of opening start and the partnership between Heather Knight and Nat Skiver Brunt?
Definitely, yes. They would have been very happy and believed that they could easily chase the target of 289, less than 300. But then that's where Sri Charani, I'm happy I was proved wrong. I was saying in the preview that she may be replaced by Radha Yadav. But then the way she came back yesterday, having gone for about 7 runs and over in her first 4 overs, and then later on applying the brakes along with Deepti Sharma, Sri Charani and Deepti Sharma should be credited for restricting England, taking the last 5 wickets for about only 77 runs after they were going through the partnership of Heather Knight and Nat Siva. Credit to Indian bowlers, especially the spinners, and that has been their strength. But then India, not only the team, everyone believed that 289 was gettable, and the way they started, the way they went about the run chase, despite the rare failure of opener Pratika Rawal, what can be said? It was just committing suicide or just not finishing off. And this is where somebody like hither night scoring 100. You needed one of your top order batters to stay there till the end, score big 100. These starts and these big 50s, they have to be converted, and especially with Harmanpreet Kaur getting into form, Smriti Mandhana again getting those 70s and 80s, but not. She is capable of hundreds. She has scored big hundreds this year, but then the World Cup, maybe it is the pressure of the home World Cup. One can never be sure of.
Well, the start was, as you mentioned, Pratika Rawal, a rare failure, and a brilliant 125 run partnership between Harmanpreet Kaur and Smriti Mandhana, which kept India's hopes flying high, and they were, in fact, on course. After striking boundaries fluently, we were able to see the glimpses of the old Harmanpreet Kaur. She's always been a nemesis and a thorn in the flesh of the English bowlers. After the dismissal of Kaur, there was a good partnership stitched between Deepti Sharma and Smriti Mandhana. And of course, we had a deep batting order. Post that, we had Richa Ghosh, followed by Amanjot Kaur, Sneh Rana. So it looked all pretty comfortable. And suddenly, Smriti Mandhana, I thought, played a tired shot. After getting out, nobody realized that India were just not getting there. One observation, Jiku. In the last 10 overs, England struggled to get going against the Indian spinners. Did at any given point in time India reflect on that when India batted in the last 7 or 8 overs with Deepti Sharma and Richa Ghosh at the crease? When Smith and Eccleston did most of the bowling and it was Nat Brand getting the pace of the ball. Did India create the same? India got into the same sort of muddle which England got in. You know, repeated the same mistake which England did, which cost them the game because India just lost 6 wickets, losing the game by one hit away. So you reckon that was one of the reasons India did not harp on that or give any thought to that, saying, the last 5, 6 overs, the ball getting softer could be tough for them to get away easy boundaries or runs.
Yeah, I'm afraid that was the case, Shri, with their top left-arm spinner Sophie Eccleston keeping a tight check on the India batters, and also ably assisted by their medium pacers Bell and Charlotte Dean, and also not to take away the credit of Alice Capsey, who mixed her deliveries, and also Lindsay Smith. So they started with a medium pace and spin option in Lauren, Bell, and Smith. But then that's where they probably brought back England into the game. The catch of to dismiss Harmanpreet Kaur, which needed the third umpire's intervention to see if the ball was picked off neatly and not grasped. There was the turning point, and England, with their experienced Sophie Eccleston, who has been a match winner by herself, applying the brakes, and that's where England came back. Even though it was the partnership Deepti Sharma and Smriti Mandhana had, it was going neck and neck. Even though the number of balls were slightly below the number of runs required, it was gettable. And because India have been bailed out by the lower order batters in the previous matches, but then yesterday was not a case similar to that. Credit to England bowlers, they stuck to their plans and denied India those loose boundaries or easy boundaries.
Well, having said that, to me, it looked like, only for one team to lose this game. England never looked like winning this game. It was India to throw away the game, and they did it. But nevertheless, the positives that India can take out of this game is the return of Harmanpreet to form. That's a very welcome sign. And maybe, rub of the green not going Pratika Rawal's way. It is bound to happen in a long tournament like this. Also, it was good to see Renuka Singh Thakur come back and, if not amongst wickets, was at least there and thereabouts to apply the brakes of free scoring in the power play. Well, mathematically, Jiku, just to throw some light, India plays New Zealand on 23rd. So you can't, classify that as a typical knockout game. Mind you, even if India is on the losing side or wins that game, still New Zealand stands chance because New Zealand tees off against England in the last game. But the last game of the 2025 league phase of the World Cup is India teeing off against Bangladesh. So all is not lost for India.
Yes.
Mathematically, India is very much in the seat to make it to the semifinals. And mind you, many a times what happens is it's not a backdoor entry into the semifinals. leaving it too late till the end, that could be a team that can peak at that point in time and become really dangerous. So hopefully, India gets a good breather for a day or two, and they celebrate Diwali and just put this loss behind. And we hope that they come back stronger on 23rd at Navi Mumbai, where we can see some bounce and a lot of runs being scored there against New Zealand. New Zealand also has found some form. It certainly will be a challenging game for both the sides. Both of them would like to put points on the table for themselves. And with that, Jiku, thank you for your wonderful insights. And hopefully, a day or two, the Diwali celebrations go in. And we also would have the Indian men team also come around to play against Australia in the second ODI in Adelaide. So we'll catch you viewers on the other side with a preview of the India-New Zealand Women World Cup game as well as the India-Australia ODI game at Adelaide. Thank you, Jiku, for your wonderful insights. Enjoy your festival for the next couple of days. We'll catch up on the other side.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sri. And before I just close, I just wanted to say two points. India yesterday went with an extra bowler and not Jemima Rodrigues. So maybe if that worked, I'm not sure. And another thing is India losing 3 on the trot. Now it is for India to win 3 on the trot. The one against New Zealand, the last one against Bangladesh, and make it to the semi-final and win that, and let it be anybody's game in the final. So it's just looking ahead with hope, and let's see that the Diwali brings in a change of fortunes for India after 3 consecutive defeats. On that note, thank you very much, Sri, and thank you for having me.
Thank you, all of you. Take care. Enjoy your Diwali. Bye-bye.
Bye.